Welcome back to Power Lunch, and welcome back also to Nadim Mohammed, investment analyst and partner at First Avenue. I say welcome back, Nadim, because it was only a few weeks ago we were talking about the changes in the termination rates. You've gone back home, crunched the numbers, and come up with some very interesting conclusions. In the follow-up to your initial report, which spoke about smoke and mirrors in the pricing of the cell phone companies, now you think there could be a price war.
Definitely so, and if you look just a few days ago, Telkom Mobile have announced a rate which is 75 cents to all networks, which is lower than even what Cell C are offering. So already you're seeing some potential intent to start this price war, both by the smaller guys, Telkom Mobile and Cell C.
The key point, though, and the one you've made in your research all the way through, is that it doesn't help if Cell C and Telkom Mobile reduce their prices if MTN and Vodacom don't follow suit. What makes you think that this time they're going to be forced to?
Okay, so well, let's first go back to the first round of termination rate cuts, which took place between 2009 and this year, 2013. And if one looks at that period, one may say actually Vodacom and MTN have navigated this very well. The EBITDA has gone up, their dividends hiked more than 49% per annum with Vodacom, in the case of Vodacom. So they've done extremely well. And what we try to do in this follow-up study is understand why did they do so well. And so when you just aggregate their numbers, what you find is that actually usage has been flat. The prices have actually gone down about 28%, so not as much as the termination rate cut, but a bit less. But what has saved them has been subscriber growth, and interestingly, it's gone up by about 56% for roughly for both operators. So that saved them. But now we know from the last two set of results that that number is slowed. In fact, it's gone negative quarter on quarter. So if prices do follow the same trend as last time around and do continue downwards, this will have a big impact on MTN and Vodacom. They have to match the prices. They can't. They can't continuously price higher than the other operators, because a mobile minute is a mobile minute. It doesn't change whether it's whether it's offered by Cell C or by Telkom or by Vodacom.
You mentioned that they managed to weather the storm with the initial MTR cuts, but for the second time around now, it seems as though they need to really diversify their income streams. How are they going to do that when voice has already reached its peak almost, and data is one of the only drivers left?
Well, the data is still growing, but at a much lower rate than in the past. So it's less than 20% per annum. According to our study, we think data will need to grow about 70% just to fill the hole that will be created by the drop in prices that may take place. So that in itself is unachievable. So what you see is Vodacom pushing to get the NeoTel deal done. That would diversify and create a new stream for them. MTN still on the lookout for opportunities in Africa and looking to grow their Nigerian and other operations. So MTN would be more reliant on Africa. I think they wouldn't be able to do much in South Africa.
Nadim, we now understand, I think all of us, what the mobile termination rates are and why it's so important and why we're now one of the lowest in the world. But you did explain in your report about this word asymmetry.
Right.
Just unpack that for us so that we can also realize why we shouldn't be buying Vodacom or MTN shares.
Got it. So when you have a call that spans across more than one network, so say Cell C to Vodacom would charge Cell C a termination rate to terminate the call on their network, essentially, which it creates a price floor in terms of what Cell C can charge. What asymmetry does is it allows Cell C to charge a higher rate to Vodacom than Vodacom would charge to Cell C, and this in effect gives Cell C a bit of ammo to be more competitive and more aggressive in what they offer to the market. So really stimulating competition. One doesn't typically see asymmetry 10 years after a third operator is launched in the market. Normally it's at point of launch. Cell C were never given this benefit. In fact, termination rates were hiked up from somewhere around 20 cents to 1.23 2 years before Cell C even launched. So they actually were given very, very difficult and almost impossible conditions when they came into the market. And it's only now that they're getting the asymmetry benefit, which normally is offered to operators when they start as a third operator.